Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
I just wanted to call in and address, everybody seems to be clamoring for Mike Vrabel to be the new head coach, and Mike Vrabel is in the building. He is helping. He's assisting Coach Stefanski. He's helping his buddy Jim Schwartz. He's in there. He's not trying for them to lose, and they're still 2-8. I'm not saying he's not a good coach. He sure is, but you cut bait with Stefanski, I don't think we're going to get a better coach. Nobody wants to coach for Cleveland. The salary cap is going to be a mess if you ain't got Andrew Berry to deal with it, and our quarterback situation's bleak. Probably better off to ride out with Stefanski and Berry and see if they can right the ship. I believe they can. It's going to take time. We've been very injured this year and last year. Last year we got lucky with an easier schedule. This year we had some horrible calls, totally injured offensive line, and Deshaun Watson's a shadow of what he used to be. Nobody saw that coming. I can't blame those guys for that.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Casey, the part that I think is really relevant, there's going to be a bunch of head coaching openings. This is not going to be an attractive job without a quarterback and with salary cap mess that is the Deshaun Watson contract that you're in right now.
Yeah, the caller had many excellent points, one of which is if you do move on from the GM, because of the road you've went so far down with front-loading these things, you need someone who can step in and navigate that. That's a tough ask. It's very specific how they're running. You look at Philadelphia, the Saints to a degree. There's some other teams that have operated in this manner. And if you just cut bait and put just a standard GM who's used to a standard way of doing things, a lot of those contracts will come to roost, and then you'll truly be in salary cap hell. So that's something to consider if you do move on from Barry. But it's if Kevin Stefanski were to be fired, and I don't agree with that as of right now. I'll change my opinion as more information presents itself. But he would not be unemployed very long. He'd probably spend a year, maybe as a consultant somewhere, because he doesn't feel like the kind of guy that would go into TV. But when the next coaching cycle comes up, you'd see how quickly he'd be hired from what he's done here in the past. This season they've underperformed, and it's been very underwhelming. And I know we live in the moment, and it's what have you done for me lately? But everyone who's clamoring, wanting to move on to Vrabel, there's a lot of moving parts there. If you hire Mike Vrabel, he's training to be a head coach / GM. That's why he's here. He's shadowing in the front office and doing the coaching stuff, because his next opportunity, he wants to be able to shop for the groceries and cook the meal. So are you willing to hand both those things over to Mike Vrabel? Because that would be what would happen if he's going to coach here. So there's a lot of things to consider. And a lot of people are wanting to make definitive statements right here, right now, today, week 12. This is what has to happen. Let the season play out. There'll be plenty of time for speculation when the season ends.
Yeah, the other thing I would say is anybody who has a young quarterback would be looking at Kevin Stefanski as a head coach. The Bears come to mind immediately because I'm guessing there's going to be an opening there.